Hello, my name is Daniel Henry, and right now I'm going to show you how to manage your time in Grindstone. If you haven't already watched our video on how to use views, properties, and quick entry in Grindstone, I suggest you look at that first. Grindstone offers several features to correct common time tracking mistakes. For example, suppose you start tracking time against a work item, start working, and then look up several minutes later only to realize that you accidentally picked the wrong work item. This is easy to fix. Remember how you can click the first button on the right side of the stopwatch ribbon to select a work item to time? Well, if you right-click on this button rather than left-click, and then select a work item, Grindstone will not stop timing the old work item and then start timing the new one. Instead, it will move the current time slice to the newly selected work item, just as if you had started timing the correct work item from the start. But, you might ask, what if I've already moved on to my next task, and then I realize I selected the wrong work item previously? To correct this, just find and select the relevant time slice or time slices in a time slice view, and then click the Move button. Select the correct work item, and Grindstone will move all the time slices you selected to the new work item. Moving these time slices around might lead to a little bit of clutter. Anytime you have one or more time slices back to back, you can choose to select them and click the Merge button. Since Merge is technically going to delete some of the time slices you have selected, it's going to warn you before you proceed. Merge is smart though. It will only merge time slices together if they are for the same work item and tracked by the same person. Now let's imagine a different situation. Suppose you come back to your desk after being away for some time. Grindstone asks you what you did while you were away, and you answer that you had worked on a single work item. A moment later, it suddenly dawns on you that, in truth, you had efforted a handful of work items while you were away, but the welcome back window is long gone. Believe it or not, this is not a big deal. Simply find and select the time slice that the welcome back window made, and then click the Split button. Now you can give Grindstone a more accurate perspective on what you did while you were away, and it's just like you had done so when you returned to your computer. However, you may be thinking, what if I don't have that erroneous time slice to start with? What if I came back to my computer and discarded that time? Or I've been working at my computer for a while and simply forgot to start tracking my time? For problems like this, Grindstone offers a very comprehensive time reclamation tool. Simply click the Grindstone menu and then select Gap Detector. Grindstone will scan all your time slices and find the periods of time during which you haven't logged any time. Since it's normal not to track the time you're not at work, the Gap Detector starts off by assuming that you work weekdays, during normal business hours, and that you're not interested in untracked time outside of those parameters. You can use the checkboxes and time fields on the top of the Gap Detector window to configure those parameters, and the Gap Detector will adjust. Now let's turn our attention to the list of gaps it's showing. If you select one or more of these gaps and click the Assign Gaps button, or double-click, the Gap Detector will ask you to select a work item. Once you do, new time slices will be created to fill in those gaps, and they will disappear. Alternatively, you may wish to provide more than one work item for a gap, or just part of a gap, and for that, you may click the Edit Gap button. If you never made any mistakes tracking your time, it would be because your focus was constantly divided attending to it, and you weren't being as productive as you could be. So don't worry about making mistakes. Grindstone gives you all the tools you need to clean them right up.